Mahfuz gagal memberikan penjelasan. Dia umum-umum, tetapi dari segi angka menyeluruh belanjawan tidak disentuh. Seolah-olah tidak ada kesan. Ini tidak benar. Menteri Kewangan harus memberikan penjelasan kerana anjuran perbelanjaan itu tentulah tersasar. Ini pandangan kita. Ya, maknanya apa saya tekankan ya. Yang teguran kita yang asas apa? Unjuran hanya 75% paling tidak bersalah. Pendapatan yang begitu tinggi menyamai atau melebihi 2019 yang juga memang tidak realistik. Itu tidak bisa. Jadi yang kita bantah soal asas pengurusan kerajaan, penyelewengan, peruntukan agenda politik mereka, itu semua diketepikan. Yang mereka tekankan hanya beberapa pertukaran kecil tambahan yang kita tidak bantah. Ya. Jadi saya nak supaya hal ini faham, tetapi akan difahami oleh rakyat bila kita tekankan dalam mereka datang kuasa memperinci satu persatu jabatan atau kementerian. Dan proses perundingan tidak berlaku ini dibangkitkan oleh beberapa ramai ahli parlimen. Dia sebut salah satulah berunding. Berunding dengan siapa? Dan kalau lihat punya responnya langsung tidak respon kepada kenyataan atau ulasan pembangkang. Jadi saya tidak fikir jujur dia sebut berunding. Ya, komiti, kemudian third reading. Jadi dua.
You did, Sapa did have one round with all the pakar activists, some of the pakar.
No, one meeting.
Only one meeting, right?
But not complete lah. It was not complete cover.
Yeah. We had a keluaran.
So this is just the first round. This is just the first round.
First reading.
Second reading.
Kemudian committee stage. Dan third reading untuk betul-betul luluskan. Jadi masih terlalu awal untuk mereka merayakan dengan berlebihan. Ya. Padahal yang kita nak fikirkan bukan soal kemenangan politik, tapi soal kemenangan rakyat dan kebajikan rakyat.
Can you tell us in English, in a nutshell, why don't you press for division vote or Bukan?
No, it's a very difficult decision after hearing Tunku Zafrul. He evaded the substantive fundamental issues raised on the issue of growth projection of revenue. He completely ignored some substantive issues, the 6 points, and PH also was largely ignored. But what he did was to announce additional grants and allowances to frontline workers and farmers, etc., and fishermen, and that complicates the issue. I don't want to be seen to be ignoring the fact that the minister had taken some measures, although they have rejected the fundamental issue, but there is some of these measures which would probably be more acceptable to rakyat. So although my colleagues, Saudara Guanei, Selamat Sabu, strong views on it, I appeal to them. I say, look, as opposition leader, task, and I think for now, we should allow it to go on without stating our concern as saying tidak, sokong, tetapi but to avoid this belah bagi so that we can still continue. There is no guarantee that we will get proof because on Monday it will be committee stage where it will be further deliberated and debated at greater length. We will certainly choose to reject and call for revision when it's deemed necessary. That is certainly our decision, and I met the entire PH-91 MPs just now, and that's certainly the feeling and the consensus that we should pursue. But that's a committee stage. But whether we approve or not will be the final third reading, and there's nothing that indicated by us that we are not pursuing the agenda.
So, maybe the reason is not because out of respect for the national colours that you did not. No, it's not because out of respect.
The palace made some indications in that regard, but then the palace also talks about inclusivity, which did not happen. The palace talks about, of course, a budget that could deal with the issue of COVID-19, which our view is completely or largely ignored, because the budget cannot be called a COVID-19 budget in terms of the education past, and the fact that many other development expenditure, etc., was raised by many of our MPs. But we do, of course, take cognizance of the views, but it does not necessarily run contrary to the spirit of the message by the King.
You took note of the improvement.
Ada some other
Yes,
questions?
sorry.
You took note of the improvement, and you said that you allow it to go to the committee stage, and come the third reading, how are you going to vote, depending whether you fine-tune it and improve it further, right? You haven't decided how you...
Yeah, they have improved, but there are no figures, nothing restated. I mean,
You have to itemize it lah.
yeah, we have been all with ex-ministers of finance. You want to go and for the response, like today, the minister will be expected to at least clear this and tabulate and enumerate further the numbers, where it's going to be from, whether it will be increased. He just say no, nothing, no increase, nothing. How do you say no increase when you spend millions in every possible?
Many people will be thinking that, are you guys conceding because you don't have the numbers? That's why you didn't press for it, because it wouldn't have made any difference.
No, it will make a difference whether you have numbers or not. Will be seen at the committee and at the final stage. This is just the first reading. I mean, so the secondary, which we did state our position, but avoided this division because there will be this committee stage debate and then further deliberations on Monday. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Dr. Sri. I mean, even during the committee stage, right, you all tried many times, many of you tried many times to bring up a lot of the issues to be debated, but over and again, the speakers actually like shut you all up and said that, your time limit is up. And I'm sure for the committee stage, the time limit is going to be set as well, and it's going to shorten the votes. It's going to shorten the time to debate it. And usually committee stage debates are shorter than the policy stage debates.
I think it is a public view how the speaker reacted and responded.
Yeah.
I mean, blatantly biased, didn't give an opportunity. Even at the time when Tunku Zafrul was prepared to answer, he said, can you summarize? Can you sum up? Can you sum up? It's not the duty of the speaker to stop this, especially when you actually limit the debate at the committees and the general debate. The first policy stage, the first few weeks. So I think totally unacceptable. I mean, to me, it's rather unfortunate that the speaker continued to behave this manner. He should allow for some debate. He said, no, because it depends on the minister whether you should allow for a response. Fair. But even when people were, he was giving the avenue, he kept on repeating the need to summarize and limit the time. There is absolutely no reason why you should limit the time when the decision was already made that the debate can continue.
So, given that, don't you think it's going to repeat itself now?
That is inviting problems from our MPs. I
So
don't think
if
we'll
let's
take
say
it
they
hands
try
down.
to pass it,
I want to
say-
give notice that we're not taking hands down. I want to alert the speaker, please use your responsibility and your power and ensure that there is adequate avenue for MPs to express their views.
So, but Dr. Sri,
Okay.
if they continue to push it how they tried to push it through the committee stage, would you eventually, after that, when the voting comes down to it, would you all actually do block voting?
Yes, the decision is for, of course, substantive. There's certain things we support, of course. Yeah? We're not going to oppose, for example, if this decision to help the frontliners or additional funds for COVID-19. But for some other issues, the most popular, so DASA, what he did was just to reduce. We will reduce. Reduce what? Why do we need to reduce? Why is there a necessity at this stage when people are struggling just to live? And we want to have this political
So, if all these are not addressed, and
it was addressed, but there was no response. Even a very fundamental economic issue of projection, growth projection, and revenue projection was not addressed. He just summarily dismissed.
So we come to vote.
Yeah. That's from committee stage.
December 15 is the date, right? December 15
Yeah,
is
there's
the
a final
date.
date.
So basically you are saying on December 15.
No, you'll be
Before
because you got
every
committee.
every committee.
Every
ministry.
Yes.
You're gonna see it as another
For
challenge.
Monday, it'll be another ball game,
challenge.
different ball game.
Another challenge for
Every day.
Muhyiddin's government.
Okay,
But
let's
in the long term, in the long run, what are you going to do? I mean, the mandate is still mandate is still 2.5 years to go, right? So for the Pakatan Harapan mandate that So in the long run, how are you going to approve this? Because sort of you don't have it's very. Is that how are you going to make up the numbers? Do you have the numbers?
Come,
The bridge.
we'll cross it the right time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Melissa, numbers.
Oh yeah, I mean, before you go to a vote, you won't have a lot of
Ini
jangan lupa subscribe, ingat, subscribe.